Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you want to see how to get this kind of pale beige blonde-ish with dark roots, then just keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. I'm using the Wella Color Charm in T15. That's where I got the name Pale Beige Blonde for, because it's supposed to be what it's called. I bought my bundles from Beauty Forever. It's just body wave with a already dark root. I didn't want to waste any time dyeing hair. I've never dyed hair before, and it's just not something I wanted to do. So I already got it with dark roots, and then the rest of it with blonde. I'll have the hair down below. So for every one bottle of the Wella toner, I use 2 parts of 20 volume developer. So put in 1 bottle of the Wella Charm, and then fill it up 2 times with developer, with the 20 volume developer. And I started off with 2 bottles. I bought 4, but I made 2 bottles work, so I guess it just depends on your hair. I definitely think I would have gotten maybe a different color if I used all 4 bottles, but I like the color with just the 2 bottles. Alright, so now I'm just gonna mix it up. I actually ended up switching to like a bowl that I had no problem throwing away, just because my bowl was too small, so I just used a regular bowl. And then I also ended up ditching the mixer thing too, because it was like putting black specks in my mixture, and I didn't want that to ruin the color. But as you can see, like I could barely mix it because it started to spill. So then I just use my hand to mix it, and then I'm going to use my hand to apply it as well. Taking my time, trying to get every strand possible. I also left it in the bundles the way they came, just because I felt like that would be easier to tone it this way, as opposed to taking it out and having it like all free and whatnot. That makes sense. As you can see here, I pull it apart to make sure I got like the very inside, so that it is easy to miss that and feel like you got it. So I'll just periodically check to make sure I'm getting the strands on the very middle of the bundle. So after I did everything, I let it sit for just over 30 minutes. Now I'm just rinsing it off with some cool water. And then I'm just going to let it dry. I got a little impatient, so there was only like halfway, like moderately dry before I started making the wig. But you should let it dry all the way, just to not have any tangles. So starting with the closure, all I did was, if you ever made a lace frontal before, it's essentially the same thing. Pull the closure a little bit off of the cap, and then sew down on the outside. When I start a new track, a new piece or anything, I make sure I knot the thread. My mind keeps going blank, guys, I'm so sorry. I usually do that by either putting it around, like twisting it around the needle, or going through the middle of the thread. As you saw there, I went through the thread, but those are both good ways of knotting it. And then I just sewed very tightly, very close to each other. For the closure, or like the lace frontal, I usually like to knot with every little sew that I make, but I didn't here. I probably was just not feeling it this time. I don't see a difference either way if I don't do that, but it does make me feel more secure to knot with every little piece that I sew for the closure and the frontals. I'm just gonna finish this up real quick. This isn't like a full tutorial because this is my first time ever making a closure wig. I've made frontals before, and also like I'm decent at it, but I'm not the best, so I didn't want to say anything and be wrong. So this is not like a full tutorial. Make sure you're readjusting the closure as needed to make sure it's laying completely flat. So taking the pins out and rearranging and all that stuff. And I'm just showing you here how closely I am sewing the wefts on top of each other. There was like no space in between those wefts. I wanted this wig to be really thick and full, so I sewed right on top of each other. So now here I'm just showing you how I like turn the wefts, like to start a new track. Start a new layer. That's how best to explain it. Basically, when I get to the end, I go through the cap. Sometimes I go through the little piece on the closure, and I actually go through the weft here. I don't think I said that earlier, but when I'm sewing just the track normally, I go around the weft. But to turn and to end a piece of track, I go through the weft. So I'll go through it. And then I'll turn it, lay it flat, and I'll go through the weft again. And I usually go through the weft another time after that just to make sure it's super secure and it doesn't lift. You also want to do this like as tight as possible. That helps it lay really flat and as close to the closure as possible as well. Sorry if it's a little hard to see. It's like black wefts on a black cap. I tried my best. So here I'm just showing you how to knot the thread again. I'm just going through it. So I just twist it and then go through the middle of it. And I think I was doing this here because, yeah, the thread's about to run out. So I want to make sure it's really tight because I'm about to cut the thread and start a new piece. So once I get close to the top, usually by the time I get to my like second or third track, depending on the wig, third or fourth track depending on the wig, I start going back and forth, like straight across instead of in a U shape, just because it gets hard to do the U shape closest to the top as each base gets smaller. So I'm just showing you that here. And of course, again, when I turn it, go through the weft, go through the weft again. This wig took me forever, guys, because I wanted it to be so thick and I'm sewing so close to each other. I used all 4 bundles and I only had like the smallest piece left. So now I'm up at the top near the closure, and I do like the very last piece like on the closure, like the end part of the closure, and I sew on top of that, and I knot every step of the way because this needs to be super tight. If this starts slipping at all, it's very noticeable. So this should be your tightest part of the wig. you can see I'm really struggling to keep the hair out of the thread. But as so you can see here, like it's really, really close. It's really on top of it. And I'm knotting with, I did not knot the hair in. Come on. I should be knotting with every step that I do, but I'm not. I'm really disappointed. Why would I do that? And because this is the final piece, I started going through the weft for the last couple of bits because I know I was going to cut it off here. Alright, so the wig is done now. So now I'm just combing out the part a little bit. The part was already kind of set, but I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. And I will pluck it. I don't think I showed that. I didn't show any plucking or cutting baby hairs. Because y'all, I fucking suck at it. Like, I'm so bad at it. And it's an embarrassment to show you guys how bad I am at it. So I didn't think that needed to be included in this. So I'm just, defining the part a little bit, and I will pluck it. And then I'm going to use a curling one to get, like, the back end of the closure to lay flat over the last track, so that you don't see that. I'm just combing a little piece of the closure over the back, and then I'm going to use my curling wand to flatten it out. A hot comb would be even better to do this, but I don't have a hot comb, so you gotta make it work, okay? Make it work. That is it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think of this wig down below. And until next time, spread love, be kind. Bye guys.